Blog Talk Radio.
What's good, everybody? Got a special guest coming on to the show. Let's see if we can get her on right now. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
How you doing?
So I'm doing all right. I got my special guest on here now. A little complications at first, but we got you on here. We got the lady herself from the Planet Kai, Miss Ebony Allen. How are we doing today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yes.
I'm excited to be on. Thank you for inviting me on.
Yes, ma'am. So this wonderful lady, she does a lot of oil products, but I'm not gonna spoil her introduction for her, so I'm gonna let her go on ahead and introduce herself and the things that she do, and we can go on from there.
Okay, sounds good. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Ebony, owner of Planet Kai Essentials. So pretty much I make natural medicines using herbs and essential oils. My main products are my rollers. So I do rollers and elixirs, body sprays, body oil, hair oil, got a little bit of everything.
She said a little bit of everything. I was thinking about it when I was getting my list together, and I was like, dang, I'm going bald. I should say something about something for hair loss. Like, I'm going bald, and I don't need to be going out here going to the gym and working out, and then I'm still looking old and looking like George Jefferson, because that's exactly what my hairline started to look like.
Don't do that.
But it's starting to get the George Jefferson treatment.
No. See, I should have threw something in your package then.
See, I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. But, there's always next time, and I will be most certainly. And also I'm going to be doing a review because she did send me some elixirs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
let me tell you what I sent you. This is what I sent you. I sent the Super Saiyan roller, of course, because, the Super Saiyan connection. And so what the Super Saiyan roller is, that's my strongest roller. It has 23 herbs in it. It's pretty much a mix of my pain and immunity rollers with a little bit of frankincense and pine. So it's very powerful, multi-use. And then I sent you the spiritual roller. I think you'll enjoy that. That's just for prayer meditation. I like to rub it on my third eye and use it during meditation. And it's also very relaxing. So you got those two rollers. And then I sent you the elixirs you wanted, the elderberry, and I sent you a special dandelion. Not everybody get this dandelion. So it's dandelion greens. So it's the leaf. It's the leaf part, but the whole plant is edible. But so you got your elderberry, dandelion, and your star anise. Those three that you wanted to try. So.
Yes, bro. And when I do, I will be trying them, and I'll probably actually do the reveal over either IG, or I'll probably try to do it over YouTube. I haven't made my mind up yet, but I'm gonna do them. I'm gonna do them on one of those platforms. And
nice.
Once I'm done doing it, I'll most certainly send you the video. So let me ask you, what got you into doing this? Making the elixirs, making the rollers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, a lot of people ask me that, and pretty much who got me into essential oils was actually one of my friends from high school. She was, she's like a doTERRA dealer, so, she was doing her part trying to, get people to, get under her so she could make more money. So I was just really into it. She kind of told me a few little herbs I could use or the oils. And then it just spread like wildfire after that. Like I started just putting stuff together and mixing stuff. And so I came up with my immunity roller. That was my original roller. And so I was using that roller for 5 years before I even started selling it. So I started selling that one, and then it just kind of kept going a little bit. So my immunity roller was first, and then my pain roller came second. Because, a lot of people, I was asking for feedback for my immunity roller, and they were telling me, I didn't even know it because I was just using it to keep our immune system up, like a natural Vic sort of thing. So people kept telling me, oh, it helped my knee. My knee was hurting. And then somebody else told me they got stung by a bee, and it helped the bee sting, and then it was clearing people's faces up. So I was like, wow. And so a lot of people were telling me it was helping pain, so I was like, oh, I can really put something for pain together. So then as the pain roller came, and then my anxiety roller was next, headache roller, and then my icy oxygen, and then my spiritual roller. So it was kind of just like wildfire. And then as far as the elixirs are concerned, I was buying those, and it just got to be too expensive. For a 4-ounce bottle, I was paying $80 to $100, and, I was taking like 3 or 4 different ones, and it just got too expensive. So I researched myself and learned how to make them. So that's kind of how my elixirs came, too. Pretty much it. You there?
Hello?
I'm here. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
I can hear you now. Okay, good.
Okay. I think whenever my phone goes into sleep mode, which I gotta pay attention, it
Oh, okay.
It wants to cut off all of it. But so
cool.
what?
Did you get to hear you heard everything?
Oh, I heard everything. So my question is, some of these things you had to teach yourself how to make and how to do. How was that process of learning all?
I studied, like I was buying essential oils, and I was on their website a lot. So I was, reading about the different oils and plants and what they were used for. And then my husband, he brought me like a essential oil encyclopedia. So it's real good. It has everything like, what it's for, it just gives all the detail on the plant. And so I just taught myself really. And because there's lots of plants for pain, but, I picked about 12 that I wanted to use in my roller. And I believe in blends. So instead of just one herb, a lot of people use like turmeric or black seed oil for pain. Like, I believe like adding about, some more plants to that, they act stronger together.
I got you.
Oh, sorry, but you did ask me like how I started selling or whatever. So really, literally one day, I decided to just make 15 immunity rollers, and I just started selling them. And I was like, hey, if I can sell this little 15, and I was just shocked. Like, a lot of people like, like me or whatever, and so they just did it just because of just me, to support. But then, a lot of people just came back for more, and then people started talking, and it just, 2 years later, here I am.
See, that's awesome. And then just, the fact that you learned about it, and then the fact that you have a supportive husband that was supportive enough to even go out and get you the books or get you what you needed to actually learn what you were doing. That's what's up.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, yeah.
So you also, when we had conversated, you also said that you're a school teacher as well?
Yes, I am. Yep. This is my 17th year. I've been a high school English teacher.
Wow. Because Mine is like a home ec. Well, it's family and consumer science, but
Okay.
I don't want to say teaser, but I always say yeah. She's a home, basically kind of like a home ec teacher. Let
Yeah,
me
home
let
ec,
me
yeah.
let me ask you, as a teacher, do you feel like with what you know with essential oils now, would you be able to teach a class on it and the different properties,
Yeah.
what it does?
I think I could, especially like if I just to what's in my products overall.
Mhm.
I definitely could. I would love to do
So,
that.
see, and I feel like a lot of people don't know how to use natural products
Mhm.
to kind of heal themselves. Like I'm not a big um, I'm not a big person on, I guess, the pharmaceutical aspect of medicine.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, is that kind of the same way how you feel, and that's kind of why you also got into it? Because I know we were talking before, and I want to say you told me you're a healer. So you know, yes. So with you being a healer, what like are there other things that you're going to start coming out with as far as the health aspect of these rollers and elixirs are concerned?
Well, to answer, yes, I am a healer. I am against, the normal way of medicine now, like the pharmaceutical aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I just believe in nature and plants, and I really didn't even want to, I just thought I was going to have just one roller. So, I kind of already have a lot going on right now that I just want to focus on and get better. But there's so much that I offer right now that does so much healing, especially the elixirs. They're amazing. And I do have other things, like I do sea moss, but I just kind of do that locally. And then stuff that you can put in your bathtub, like that helps so much because, like, our skin, that's our largest organ, and just, putting stuff in your bath or just taking baths, just even knowing simple stuff like putting sea salt in your bath water can help so much.
And see, I don't think a lot of people, because when I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and we were talking, and I had told them that your skin is like the largest organism, and it's one of those things that can either help you or hurt you, and the less nutrients we put in it, the worse it can be. What things have you found along your journey that also helps with your skin, and that we as we should be taking, or we should be putting on our skin or ingesting in our bodies? Because I feel like there's a lot of us that are not taught, or we're not. Yeah, like I I knew somebody, and they used to always take fennel. And I was like, well, why are you taking that? And they're like, oh, it's rich in iron, or it's rich in this. And then I knew somebody who also um took, they mixed black seed oil with black walnut oil.
Oh,
And
wow, powerful.
Yeah, and they would be like, man, you trying to expel, your excess mucus and stuff like that from your
definitely
system, you take that.
And see, that's the thing, like you were saying, educating. Like, I use a lot of my time having to educate people, like making handouts and, what each herb does, what each roller does. And so I think a lot of people, the big thing is we need to just educate more, just like you're doing on your show right now. Just, people need to get the message no matter what or however we can help. And you just named fennel. I mean, that's one of my elixirs I offer. And so I have, you will see in your package that you're getting my little handout. And so I have about 10 things on here that fennel does, so people can kind of see, what it is that they're taking, what the herb does. And you mentioned black seed, walnut, black walnut. I take black walnut because, that gets rid of parasites and stuff like that. And that's what I use on my face is black seed oil. And there's black seed oil in my pain roller. But you were saying as far as skin is concerned, you named one, the black seed oil. You need to put that on topically and ingest it. And then I think the biggest thing to clear up skin is the sea moss, because a lot of people sleep on sea moss because sea moss has 92 of the 102 minerals that we have in our body. And, on a daily basis, we're not getting, we're not eating enough vitamins. Half the food is, we're not even getting any nutrition from it. So sea moss is where, sea moss and your herbs, that's where you're getting the real vitamins, your real intake. And so a lot of people can't get to sea moss because it's dry. It's hard to get. People fake it. So there is another mineral called, or plant called moringa, and it has just as many minerals as the sea moss.
See, I didn't know that. See, when I hear about, like, the superfoods and, research or somebody else say something about, different superfoods and stuff like that, I'm always thinking, let me run to this, let me run to that. Let me ask you, for somebody who may be a
Oh, I lost you again. You there? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I was saying, I'm slightly a beginner when it comes to a lot of things, health aspect. Like I still know some things, but what's the biggest misconception that people feel? Because you use two terms. You can take it topically, and then you can take it ingesting it. Which for me, when I heard the word topically, I was like, I don't know, maybe when it comes to certain words, I don't want to say dyslexic, but I always remove a word or add a word to something, and every time I would see it, I would think about it saying tropically, and I'm like, so am I supposed to go out in the sun and be on the beach? But as time progresses, so when we say topically, you mean applying it to the skin, correct?
Applying it to the skin.
And
so with that being, sun too.
So what things should we be doing for it to boost the effects of it as well?
Well, you just mentioned one, which is, you would laugh, you was joking, but literally the sunlight too. Like, we don't get enough sunlight. A lot of us are vitamin D deficient. We don't have a lot of vitamin D. So sunlight is so important for your immune system, for your skin, for your hair, your eyes, everything. And that will boost it.
Got you. Because for me, I don't get enough sunlight, and I was thinking about it a couple months ago, because I was conversating with somebody, and I was talking, and I was like, I always wonder why they never put, how can I phrase it? When you go into a job, even if, being a teacher, just going to any job, there's no, like, real sunroof. It's always dim. It's always, I don't want to say eerie, but let's go with that word. It's always dim, and I'm like, you never get enough sunlight. And I know for me, whenever I go on my 10-minute breaks or 30-minute breaks, I try to go outside in the sun if the sun is present at the time. So I always feel like it.
Saw you the other day. You were outside when we spoke.
And it was for me. I always try to get a little bit of sun. I don't really, which I need to kind of change up on, but I don't really leave out of my house like that. So for me, I know that the sun, it helps with a lot. I even feel like whenever I go to sleep, I dream better. Can you kind of talk about some of the importance of the sun for those who may not know? Because I know you get vitamin D, but
I mean, yeah, there's a lot more, right? So as far as the sun, I mean, it gets a little deep because, like, we are the sun. I think. I mean, I think we are the sun. Like, we feed off the sun. The sun is activating and repairing our DNA as well. So, I mean, it's so many benefits. Like I said earlier, even people sun gaze, looking at the sun, not like bright daylight, but, evening or sunrise. And like I say, how it helps your skin, kills off bacteria, fungus. I mean, minimum, we need at least 30 minutes a day. Minimum.
And I also know that, like, there's a lot of spiritual aspects to the sun, too. Yeah. It's like, I had somebody tell me one time, like, for you to get downloaded messages from your ancestors and things, sitting out in the sun, like, it's, can I say it? It's like a communication radio, but just
yeah.
I don't want to say more. It's more natural, but it's like, how did they explain it to me? It was like it takes 8 minutes for I don't say connection, but 8 minutes for you to process and get what your ancestors are telling you.
Get the messages. Yeah, exactly. 8 minutes. That's exactly right. Yeah. Young Pharaoh talked about that. That's who I learned that from.
And I guess the person who I got it from, they learned it from me as well, because they were just going into a whole spiel about it. And this is when I first, entered the journey of spirituality. What prompted you to go into your journey of spirituality, and who introduced you to it?
That's a great question. Really, I think I've kind of always had it in me, but there's so many things that can cloud it. Like, first of all, just physical things and, like, just the family you're in, your environment. So it was always in me. Like, I was always a little different, like black sheep. I always want to question things. If it didn't make sense, it don't make sense. So, but who sparked it, the big spark, I have to give all credit to Young Pharaoh, because one of his videos was recommended to me, and this was like right before all the COVID stuff, like right before 2020. It was a George Floyd stuff, actually, because he had made a video, and it was like a 3-hour-long video. And I was like, the stuff he was saying, I'm like, oh, my goodness, this just can't, oh, my gosh. But I was open, and that's the problem. A lot of people just not open, that, it's scary that everything you have known could be a lie. So a lot of people are scared to take that step, but I've never been that person. Tell me the truth, I'm open, and then I can make my own decision. But he really sparked me really going down different rabbit holes and, just looking at this world around us with my first eye,
Yeah.
So I have to give credit to him for that. And then, when you're like this, or when you start going down these rabbit holes, my husband, I went to him like, man, this is what this guy is saying. He said this about this, and I'm like, can you believe it? And, he wasn't closed off. He was open as well. So we went through the whole journey together, just learning so much stuff. Like, I learned something every day. And this has been that was 2020. So about 3 years since 4 years starting this journey and still going.
That's awesome. I think for me, it's been my journey. I don't want to say it's been bumpy. I will say it's been very interesting. I, I first started with somebody. They were a Hebrew Israelite, and they were, teaching me different things. But the way how he was teaching it and the way how he was going about it was different. Studying that way. And then as the years pushed on, I had a cousin actually, and he, he was like, you need to start getting into, learning about the African way of things, and your spirituality and stuff like that. And at first, I didn't really know. Like for me, it was just, oh, okay, all right, yeah, we're X, Y, and Z. And I think when the conscious movement came along, I started intaking a lot more. I started, learning a lot more. Got connected with people. Got connected with people who really studied. Like I started learning about frequencies and stuff. And at first, I had skepticism because for me, for so long, anytime I would speak on it, it would be always somebody in the background, pushing it. Like, oh, well, why do you think like that? Like, that's not how, and being a family person, being around, family and stuff. And yeah, I would end up, meditating and stuff like that in secret. Like it was, like it would
hide it, like you was
yeah, I had to hide it and everything. And, trying to tell your cousin or your aunt, like, hey, give me some time. I'm in here. What are you meditating on? What you got to think about? You got a good life. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, yeah. And it's like, but that's not what, that's not what it's about, It's tapping in. It's, knowing about yourself, trying to learn about your past life. Learning more about who you are, what you've been through. Because the one thing I will say, some of how you are, and I don't think a lot of people realize, some of how you are today results from how you were in your past life. Like, me, I hate how you couldn't get me on a roller coaster. I promise you can't get me on a roller coaster ride. And I never understood why. Where there's people, they'll go, I'm about to climb the highest mountain. You go right on ahead, and you know how that. You let me know how that. I'm gonna jump off this point of the highest tower, and when you're done jumping, you let me know how that goes. Because I can't, I can't do it. But then I also learned.
Oh, no, I'm saying people don't realize, like, what you're talking about right now, that's all the, the shadow work. People think it's cool and, just to have some crystals, but it's almost turned into like a fad now, and I really don't like that. But, because it's really hard work to be able to accept what we accept and, look at our face in the mirrors and really work on ourselves to be a better person.
Yep. I think even the other day, I was having a sad moment. And I think for me, I was having that sad moment because there's people that who kind of push me and help me get to where I'm at. And, whenever you have a falling out with somebody or, a disagreement, for me at least, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I get a little bit sadder. I want peace and unity, but I had a friend tell me, sometimes you got to lose people within your journey, whether you've known them for 8 years and they help you get this far, and then, things just didn't work out between y'all, whether it be you or them, or it's just a mutual thing. You have to let it go, or at least learn to let it go. Because sometimes those people, and I had my coworker yesterday. He was like, sometimes you gotta let go of some people because the reality becomes you're holding on to these people and trying to bring them with you, and you're missing out on all the other opportunities that could be coming your way. Like you want your podcast to be, well, what if the people that you have that you're trying to bring with you on your podcast experience, they may have been good for 1 or 2 episodes. I hate to say it like that, but maybe you just need to let them go after that. Like maybe there's a reason behind why they were just good for those 2 episodes, and then you have to pass. You got to go on. I'm not too sure about you, but let me ask, what's the importance of letting go and opening up those realms of possibility? I'm pretty sure along your journey. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I was going to say, because I'm pretty sure along your journey of, wellness and, using essential oils and throughout your, your spiritual journey, I'm pretty sure that there's been people that that's been in your pathway. And I don't, you maybe felt like they'll be here for a long time, but then they end up dropping off or, y'all just don't, I don't want to say speak to each other the same, but I'll go with that.
That's what it is, though. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, this whole journey of the past 3-4 years, like, I mean, I would just say lots of relationships just change. Some friends had to go to the associate level. You know what I mean? Like, because you don't, you got to protect your spirit. You got to protect your energy. And you do end up having to, I mean, I hate to say cut people off or, the relationship just had to change. It had to just be different because, I mean, and I know I get called a witch. Simply because I'm making oils. Like, a lot of people, when they just see my product and me, I already feel judged. Like, I already, because you know how older people can be, one lady mentioned to me I think we were talking about sage or something because she was telling me she was cleansing her house or something, and I was like, oh, what were you using, sage? And she, oh, no, I don't know. I believe in Jesus. I ain't using no sage. I'm like, I mean, you put it in your Thanksgiving turkey. I mean, same thing, but, you say in that dressing.
No, you're right. You are very much right. It's crazy because now that I know the properties of sage, I'll sit there and make like oodles and noodles and instead of me using the actual packet, I'll be putting all different types of stuff. I'll be putting cilantro in there because I know it helps out with, the detox of heavy metals. I'll even go as far as, I don't know what's all in this Italian seasoning, but I know it has some type of properties in oregano. So just different things. And
I mean, we could talk about herbs. There's so many herbs and healing stuff. I mean, we could, have a lot of different shows and stuff to talk about. It's just so much, and simple things that people have in their kitchen cabinet. You don't have to buy my product. I tell people all the time, like I tell people how to make the elixirs, because I'm just here to help heal whoever I can.
And that's real. That's the number one thing is overall is healing. I don't think a lot of us really truly understand the benefits of a lot of what we intake and a lot of what we put on our skin. We just don't realize it.
And not even physically too. It's a lot of mental healing that needs to go on. Like, it's a lot of people on these ADHD medicines, and I don't know what all it is, but they're taking all these pills for anxiety and everything when they get some lavender oil. I mean, I have a roller that's just it's for anxiety and sleep. And every time somebody gets my products, it's better than any other stuff their doctors are giving them, like, or that they can buy at the store. And it's just a plant.
And I tell people, because I used to be that kid that said I wanted to save the world in some way, shape, or form. And I remember I was young, and I had told an aunt of mine, I said, I had told her, I was like, because she was, at the time, I think she was talking about AIDS or HIV, and I can't remember which one she was talking about. But I had said to her, I'm like, they probably got a cure for that. God don't put nothing on this planet that isn't already She just turned around and looked at me, hush. Why? I'm like, these people be going, there's people out there, and I firmly believe that the same way we go to war with other countries over whatever the case is, whether it's their resources or whatever, I feel like there's a war that goes on between, holistic doctors and doctors who practice medicine.
Yep.
Because I feel like on one end, for you to be able to keep making money, you got to keep on having people who are sick. And you're not giving them something to make them better.
Yep.
You're just giving them, because on one end, if you take this helps migraines, but you might have diarrhea, blood spewing out the kneecap. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So the cure one thing, I gotta damn near die. Just don't want it. Don't need it.
Yeah, I just had a conversation with one of my family members because she's taken a shot that the doctor gave her, a shot every week for diabetes. And so I told her, you need to research this. I mean, because you're giving yourself a shot every week. I mean, what's in this? And so through my research, I found out it causes kidney failure. It has Gila monster venom in it. Yeah. So
I don't know what it is, but that sounds like a Marvel movie.
I thought it was fake. Like I never heard of a Gila monster before, but it's a lizard. It's a type of lizard down here in the Southwest, and it's a lot of medications. People just need to Google their medications and Google venom and their medication and see because there's a lot of venoms in it we don't even know. Like real venom. I'm talking about like snake venom, animals from the seas venom. I shouldn't probably even go down that rabbit hole, but just look that up, people.
No, but you know what? We need people that go down that rabbit hole. And that's the one thing when I tell people I have a podcast, I'm like, don't worry about getting deep, because it's knowledge at the end of the day.
But, I mean, the person, my family member, saw the information, saw all the receipts, and still was like, I'm going to talk to my doctor about it. And, okay, all I can do is give the information. Like what's the saying? You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him
water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah.
And lead the horse to water.
I'm tired of telling people stuff.
Oh, you get tired of it, because at the end of the day, who wants to keep talking to somebody about what can help them, what can possibly heal them? I remember there was an old Instagram video. I don't know, it could have been YouTube but whatever. It was a video of this older black lady, and she was like 70-something years old, but she looked like she was in her, I would say, early 40s, late 30s.
Oh, wow.
And her husband, he looked just like you would expect somebody who done ate everything and now is eating him.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think they were like 75. He was like 75, 76. And she said, "Man, I just juice. I grow my plants."
Wow.
I think she had like celery juice and tomato juice, and so there's a lot of things out here that keep you looking young.
It is just simple stuff that we don't even think about. I mean, like you said, celery, cucumber, just simple stuff. If you don't want to go crazy with the fennel or star anise, I mean, at least get some celery and cucumber and, the basic stuff, I guess,
A lot of this, I don't like basic anymore. I really don't. And, when I had placed my order with you, I was also, because for me, hold on. For me, I also tell people I let my spirit guide. I let my spirit guide kind of lead me. And the whole time I was just sitting there and I'm like, well, what am I going to get? Well, what's the reasons why I'm the star anise? I know it has a lot of spiritual properties as well as great benefits. And I think I got the star anise elixir more or less for spiritual
aspect.
Yep.
Yeah.
The dandelion root, I know it helps cleanse your blood.
Yes, yep. It not only cleanses your blood, it replaces. Oh no, that's the pine. My bad. Pine replaces white blood cells.
See, I didn't know that. Now, kind of go into that. So let's do this. Let's switch up how we're gonna go about it. Talk about your different elixirs, what they do, and why you pick those specifically to I guess jumpstart stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna start out with the first 3 that I started buying, because you remember I said I was buying. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's my phone over here. My bad. Just talking to the air. Just walked away from my phone and started talking. So I'm gonna start with star anise, since we were just talking about that. Mm-hmm. So star anise, like you said, is very high, very spiritual herb, which I think they all are in their own way. But star anise, I started buying that because, I mean, it's kind of hard. It's high in shishimic acid, which helps block spike proteins. So I don't know if y'all know what spike proteins are. Have you ever heard of those?
No, I haven't. Educate me.
Okay, so, some people who, took the, what they were offering the government, the jab or whatever, you kind of you have a spike protein that's multiplying in your body, and it can spread to others. So the star anise has the highest content of the shishimic acid. So that's why I started taking star anise. But along with that, it's very rich in iron, very strong antiviral capabilities, antifungal. It helps bacteria not grow in your body. It helps prevent degenerative diseases like, autism and dementia, stuff like that. So that's very important. Yeah. Improves immune system and lactation for the ladies. Rich in vitamin C and B, and it also treats coughs and flu. So that was my main one. I was taking that one for sure every day. And so I also offer the dandelion root, which is my best seller. I have to keep this soaking. I mean, people on their own are learning more about this dandelion root and how powerful it is. It's been shown to kill cancer cells. It strengthens bone and heart health. It reduces cholesterol and regulates your blood sugar. So, like people with diabetes, and also it's the strongest heart medicine you can get. You can literally go outside and get your own dandelion, pick it, and just squeeze it, and you'll see this white medicine come out, and that's the medicine. I mean, it's the best heart medicine you can get. It helps treat arthritis. I love it. Like you said, it's a blood purifier, so it detoxes poison and waste from your body naturally. So if people always ask me, like, which one, they don't know which elixir to get, I always recommend the dandelion because it's just, it does so much for you. So next I have the pine needle, which that's my new number one. It's also high in that shishimic acid as well, so I was buying that one. Pine, it's just amazing. This is, I can't say enough good stuff about it, and this is the one I was buying. And the stuff that I was buying, I found out that it was watered down. I was so mad when I started making my own because I was paying like $80 to $100 for pretty much watered down stuff. But the pine needle is antifungal, bacterial, and viral, supports the immune system, is very good at thinning your mucus. So if you're sick or, like pneumonia, flu, stuff like that, pine needle, very good for respiratory health, your lungs. And it's very high in vitamin C, like higher than 5 cups of orange juice. So that's the pine needle. And then I also have elderberry. A lot of people are more familiar with the elderberry because now you kind of see it in stores, but it's very high in vitamin C and potassium, which is great. Relieves cold and flu symptoms, and this is very big for people who have gout. It reduces uric acid, elderberry does. So if you have gout, that's what causes your gout is the uric acid. So it reduces that. It helps boost your immune system. Heart protection, relieves stress, and tames inflammation. That's elderberry.
What? I might end up. I'm gonna tell I know one of her friends. They have gout, and
okay.
She was telling me because I was talking about smoking weed one day, and she was like, "Well, the only reason why he gets it because it kind of helps with his gout."
Oh.
And which I hadn't researched it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, look into it because my dad has gout, and so that's how I found out because I went to I have a herbalist I go to, and she made him a tea blend, and she had elderberry in it. So I was asking her about the elderberry, so that's how I found out about the uric acid.
See, I'm gonna have to. I might have to take a little bit of the elixir myself, and then give the rest to him and see how he feels after taking it. So, and for me, that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing for this is when you support people, like how you're explaining everything and whatnot, and somebody who may or may not have, similar symptoms or, we'll just use gout, for instance, I feel like offering that person, especially if, they have those types of products and offering it to them, it also supports that business because now that person's got to come to me and be like, hey man, you got any more of the elderberry? Or do you know where I can get it from? You know what? I surely do. I'm gonna give you this lady's website, blase, and you hit her up, let her know that I sent you, and going ahead from there. I really feel like we need to start supporting each other a lot more than what we do, especially when it comes to our health.
Exactly. Yeah. And like I say, I give away free products all the time. If I see somebody in need, here, use this. This is how you use it. I mean, because that's just, because they're going to end up coming back or telling somebody else about it because it's all in your intent, But I had just 3 more.
Let me ask this, because you said it's about your intent and how you think. Do you believe that if, like, let's say I'm a skeptic of your product, and you send me your product, right? And in my mind, like, this stuff don't work. Do you believe that if a person goes into it with the intent of it not working, that it works less than what it should, or it still works, but it's just that person's intent, so it kind of stops it from working for them? Do you believe in the spiritual?
I think
that intent is very powerful.
I think mindset is a lot, because I think people just with a strong mind can heal themselves without taking nothing. So your mind does play a lot in it. Like you say, if there is a skeptic and they take it, I mean, I think it will still work and help them, and they may still deny it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And a person like that probably won't even try it anyway, to be honest.
Because I firmly believe that the intent in which you're using a product, or using anything for that matter, it goes into a lot of, I don't want to say, your intent dictates how well it works.
Mhm.
At least in my eyes, I feel like
the mind is powerful.
Exactly. Like, if I receive your products, let's say I receive your products today, or let's say I receive them tomorrow, and then I take them, and then somewhere, the smallest seed of doubt, I'm gonna be like, man, this stuff don't work. This stuff don't. And my wife always says to me, you got to give it time. Like, you just can't.
Yeah.
You just can't think that it's going to work instantly. Like, if you take it as recommended, you take it like you're supposed to, then, its effects, whether you feel like they should come immediately or whether you feel like they should, take their time or whatever, like, you gotta give things time. So,
you do. I mean, same for when you go and get a new prescription or something. I mean, you're going to have to take it for a while to feel the benefits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially with the elixirs.
So let me ask this then. With your products, and I'm pretty sure you've gotten a lot of different reviews. How long do you think it'll take for a person to feel the effects of, like, your elixirs or your immune rollers?
Okay. So the rollers are like an instant thing. You'll feel the effects within 5 minutes, okay? Mm-hmm. And then as far as the elixirs, so let's say my ginger elixir, someone bought that for, like, nausea. She gets nauseous every day. And she took it one day, didn't even get nauseous that day. So it worked for her within that day, and she took it every day and she's not nauseous anymore. And then, so let's say my dandelion root, I do have a story about one of my ex-coworkers. She had a mass on her liver, and she was going back to the doctor in 2 weeks to get it reevaluated, get it looked at a little closer, see if it was still there. She got my dandelion elixir, took it 8 days, and went back, and her mass was going on her liver. So it kind of just depends on which elixir and then what. But, yeah, that's a true story. It's one of the secretaries at my old job.
Wow. That's crazy. And that's powerful, too,
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure her doctor was like, wait, so what have you been taking? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And see, a lot of the people who take my elixirs, I don't have to push for them to come get more. They get in touch with me. I need some more of that dandelion root. I meet one of the police officers at my old job. I meet him every 3 weeks for his dandelion root and sea moss. And I told him, because I wanted to know, like, why you keep this. He's on his like 4th bottle now, and I'm like, why do you come back and purchase? I just wanted to know. He said his cholesterol has went down and he has lost weight.
Now, when I get these elixirs, go through the process of how they should be taken. Because me, I'm the type of person. Listen, I live in the world of anime, and then I live in the world of reality. And sometimes I'll cross the two. And think, if I take all of this elixir right now by the morning, and that's why I say I live the cross between reality and anime, and I be feeling like if I pop a sensu bean right now, if I pop this elixir bean right now, it's gonna. But I know that there is a certain process, and then there's a certain way of taking it. Can you kind of walk me through that? And like for the elixirs that I had gotten, and I had to go in and read which ones I had got. Like with the star anise, when what's the timing you would suggest that I take it in?
Okay.
And let's just go through the process.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do the 2 examples for a person like you and me, because I overdo everything, because you can't overdose or anything like that. So, I mean, I wouldn't drink a whole bottle of it because, of course, it's made with whiskey. You might get a little tipsy, but but literally, so when my customers ask this, it depends on the situation. So if you're just getting the elixirs for upkeep and just prevention, to stay healthy, you just need to do it once a day. I would say start off with like 5 to 10 drops if you're more comfortable on the 5 side. But start off between 5 and 10 drops for one week. Okay, and then you want to eventually double it, but for the first week, you just want to take 5 to 10 drops just to see how it does, if you're allergic, and just monitor your body. And if you're good, you can take these up to 3 times a day. So you will want to take these up to 3 times a day if, let's say, you are a cancer patient or you do have some sort of liver problem. You want to take it 3 times a day and about 10 to 15 drops per day. That's if you have an issue. You want to do the most amount. But just a regular person just doing it for up maintenance, 5 to 10 drops 1 time a day, that's it. So they come in little drops. They come in little dropper bottles, and you just drop the elixir under your tongue and let it sit.
Got you. Is it the same for like the dandelion root and the what else did I get? The dandelion root and the elderberry.
Elderberry. You got dandelion root, elderberry, and star anise. So so the elderberry, that's more of a keeping your immune system up type thing. You want to just do that for upkeep, unless you actually have, if you sick with a cold or a flu, you want to be taking that. Like you take cough syrup 3 times, you taking your cough syrup, you take that just like you taking your cough syrup 2-3 times a day if you are really sick.
Got you. Another question I wanted to ask. This phone keeps on going out, boy. Another question I wanted to ask. So, is detoxing before you take your products? Do you recommend that? So that way you get the full effects and the full benefits of the product?
I would just take it, especially if you do have the flu, you need to go ahead and take it. The dandelion root is a natural detox, so it's going to be helping you detox anyway.
Okay. All right. So,
I literally take them all. I take every single one of them. I switch out every couple of months, rotation. But the ones I take consistently though are the dandelion and the pine. I take those on a regular basis, no matter what.
See, I should have just let you do dealer's choice on the elixir, because the way how you talking about this pine, this good old fashioned pine.
You know what? I even stopped selling that for a time because it's hard to get. But we went to Missouri this summer on vacation, and I lost my mind. Our hotel had like 9 pine trees, and I knew the pine tree, the white eastern pine tree, so I know those are safe. And I brought home 2 big bags, and then my husband, his family's from upstate New York, and they have them in their yard. Like, I mean, I'm so jealous. They just got big old pine trees, and they send me some from time to time. So it's hard to come by. So it's precious, and it's, like, so good. I mean, it rebuilds white blood cells. Like, that's very crazy. I just learned that recently about it.
And for those who may not know, what are your white blood cells? Like, kind of go into that and how important your pine needle elixir is, or how vital it is.
But I believe the white blood cells, those are the ones that fight infections. So those are very important to have because they fight off infection for you.
Got you. You know what? I'm going to actually look into that as well. Is there any other elixirs or oils that you're looking to daffle into and maybe turn into elixirs? Do you have any new products that you're working on right now? What's going to be new for you?
Well, I do want to start. I do have a new one that just got ready. It's my ginger and turmeric. And I really want to start doing more blends of the ones that I have because I only have 2 blends, the star anise and the fennel, because those are very similar. Like, they have a very similar taste. They're both rich in iron. So I do have that blend, and then the ginger turmeric. But I do want to do just a blends of some of the ones I already have.
Got you.
Yeah. And I didn't even expect to be selling elixirs.
Listen, once I get my hands on them and I start taking them, I know for a fact that I'm going to feel a lot better because I used to take black seed every day, and I ended up realizing how beneficial it was for me. But everybody, family members, everybody's skeptics. And once you start, explaining what it does and stuff like that, they're like, oh, okay. But they'll still be on, pharmaceutical medicine. And I'll be just like, all right, y'all gonna keep taking that stuff and wondering why your back hurts and it's supposed to help your knees. And
oh my God, I know. It's really sad, but it's just how we've been conditioned. We just left our ancient ways. We just stopped listening to our ancestors. The family unit was broken. So, I mean, you didn't have those elders to really teach, like, how they used to. Like, everybody used to live together as like everybody lived together. Grandma still, Amy. We had like almost like like a village almost with family, but that, that's gone now. So I'm just trying to, I mean, this is nothing new. This is stuff that, people used to make their medicines like this. This is how they lived and until, the pharmaceutical companies came in. This is what we did.
I also see that you have like a spiritual / anxiety myth. What can you kind of go into that?
Yeah, so I sent you the spiritual roller, and so that comes in a spray as well. So
got you.
A lot of the ingredients, it's real woodsy, it's like some frankincense and myrrh and, some of those type of scents. Some pine is in there. It's I can't wait till you get the spiritual roller so you can smell it. And then I have my anxiety roller, and it also comes in a spray. So the spray is a little more versatile. You can spray it on you, on your car. So it just makes it a little bit more versatile for you. But the anxiety really, my anxiety roller, it really does, for people who are overthinkers or, you can't turn off your brain. It really does help relax that. And the most important part with the anxiety roller is smelling it in and putting it on your pressure point. And it really, who have trouble sleeping, like if you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep, the anxiety roller helps with that. That's my mom's favorite roller.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be my favorite roller because after a point in time, I had stopped smoking, and well, when I first stopped smoking, it was so hard for me to go back, like to go to sleep, just to go to sleep. I would be up all night, and then after a while, it still makes it to where it's hard for me to go to sleep because I don't fall asleep and stay asleep. Like I fall asleep and I might have to get up to go use the bathroom when before I was able to sleep all the way through and use the bathroom and then feel more. And I don't know if it makes a difference, but what I've realized when I do fully sleep all the way, and it's not very often, but when I do, and I get up to go use the bathroom, I feel like my body was capable of detoxifying better, if that makes sense. I felt like it I feel like because and I don't think a lot of people really realize, like when you sleep, I don't feel like you're supposed to be up all the time or waking up in the middle of the night. I mean, I guess it depends on who you are, but I feel like for your body to fully recharge and kind of help get you through your day, you also got to detoxify. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, you're really supposed to detoxify and be able to, I feel like you're just supposed to be able to, I don't know, get more out of your sleep, should I say.
Yeah, I agree. And it really, it gives you that deep sleep, like I'm not even playing, and it comes in extra strength. So just to tell y'all, just the price range kind of my products. So my rollers, I have 6 regular rollers. So my regular rollers are $15 or 2 for $25, and then you can get the whole set for $80, all 6 for $80. And then my elixirs are the most expensive thing. Like I told you, I was paying $80 to $100 for 4 ounces, but mine are $50 for a bottle. So, and then everything else pretty much in between that. Like my fun rollers, when I call those fun rollers, they're like body oil. So I have different scents like lavender, mint, eucalyptus, lavender, rose, vanilla. So more of the, like perfume. A lot of people who really not into essential oils but still, they think when they see my bottles or my rollers, they think of the perfumes. So that's kind of what that is, except it's just all natural. So, yeah, my hair oil and my sprays are $15 a piece. Then I always do little specials at my vendor events and online. Like my immunity roller online right now is on sale for $9. So.
Cool. So what other things would you like to tell these people about you, about yourself? I know you had said earlier, I see you with a lot of different pictures and you have a lot of different crystals, or different crystal necklaces. And next time I decide, because I also told you I make, crystal necklaces, wired crystal.
Nice.
So the next time I get in the spirit, should I say, I'll probably send you a gift set of, my perfumes and stuff that I make. But
nice, I love that.
Yeah, you gifted me with some of your products. I got to be able to gift you with some of what I do. But you were speaking on earlier how, a lot of people nowadays are just into the crystals because it's a fad. It's just something that people do. What if you had to let people know the importance of crystals? What would you say to them?
I would say, first of all, you need to realize that you have crystals in your brain, first of all, and what they are. People call them rocks, stones, but it's literally it's frozen energy. Like, they're alive, just like plants are alive. They're part of nature. They do certain things. I mean, if we have crystals in our bodies, just imagine the power of crystals.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Very true. I have different crystals, and the crazy thing is, when I go into a crystal shop, there's this crystal shop where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
It actually been in a little minute. I need to go back, but when I go in there, I felt so. I felt. I don't want to say free. I'll say, because I always feel free, but I felt they connected.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like if I spent time in one particular area, certain aspects of my life I could figure out.
Wow.
And they gave me I had bought I always call it a serpentine and a serpentine, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. I could be right, but
that sounds about right.
I had gotten those. Say it again.
I said that sounds right.
And when I had gotten them, I didn't know what I was, because sometimes I let my spirits guide me. That's the best way I put it. Even whenever I post up something on my Instagram and I'll have somebody say, well, what did you post that up for? Do you know why? And, I used to be that type of person. And
I lost you.
I always second guess how, I guess, I second guess my spirit guides. We'll say it like that. But then, when I have certain crystals on me that I know, connect me to my ancestors and stuff like that, like I just stopped caring after a while. Like even right now while we're talking, I have a black tourmaline. I got a shungite. I got a labradorite. And then on my door, I have a black obsidian, a centrine, moonlight. Huh?
I said centrine, the sun crystal.
Yeah. I keep all of these like at my door. I have a black kyanite at my feet. Under my pillow, I have a blue kyanite. I have a Snowflake obsidian. What else? I have a bloodstone. What is this? I have a jade, and I have, and I might be saying it wrong. It's a hecatite. A hecatite diamond?
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Okay.
And probably what I'll do is when we get off the air, I'll take a picture of what I have and I'll send it to you. And it's one of those funny things that I tell people, like, I keep these in my room, and they be like, well, why? Like, why you put it up on the door? And I'm like, because when you come into my room is like my sanctuary. My office is like my sanctuary. And, even with my ancestor altar, I have different stuff on it. But for me, it's a representation of, who I represent, and my family and stuff like. And then, especially with crystals as well. I don't keep, I've researched the crystals that I keep around. And then not only just that, the ones that I just pick because it just feels right, I'll go and research what they are and then be like, dang, so that's why I got it. So this is why I got it. The one I don't do a lot that I need to do, a lot of is just spend more time with them. But I think because of, me working all the time, when I say working all the time, I mean working. It kind of, I kind of lack in that. So it's like more like if I get a vacation or something like that, I'll literally take my crystals with, or I'll pick which crystals. I'll pick which crystals I'll need, or like I always carry a tiger's eye. I always carry a selenite. I always carry clear quartz. Amethyst. Like I carry various ones with me, just due to the their properties and their principles. But I think overall, and I guess the question I'm asking is, what if you were to see somebody with crystals and they were to tell you, oh, I just wear these because they're fashionable and this is that and the other. What would be your response to that?
Yeah, I mean, because you know what, when you said that about the fashionable part, I mean, I remember in high school I was wearing like rocks, wood, and I didn't know at the time. Now I see like why I was wearing it because it was just already in me. But some people, I don't know what I would say. I mean, would I even say anything? It's not my business. If that's what you want to do, hey, that's what you want to do. But, it's not because you can get something with some negative energy on it and you'll have problems. Don't even know why. People don't even know how to clean them and stuff like that. It's not just a fashion thing, But
I tell people that. I tell people that all the time. Like, it's not a fashion. It's not a fashion statement. I'll even have somebody like reach over and try to touch mine, and I'll be like, And they'll be like, I just want to see it. Oh, use your eyes, not your hands. Like, I don't know where you've been. I don't know whose hands you shook. I don't know, because I feel like all that energy. Like, if I was to come up to you and let's just say you have clear quartz, right? If I was just to walk up to you and start touching your clear quartz, you're going to look at me like, Negro, are you okay? You sick? You need some help?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's just things you shouldn't be messing with. There's things that you shouldn't be touching. Have you had that happen to you before, or?
Oh yeah, being a teacher with my little students, I'm like, don't get back. And I have to tell them, but what, the younger kids, they are more awake. They kind of, know what's going on. Like, if I was on their level, some of these kids I meet, at, knowing what I know at their age, I mean, that's just amazing. Like, a lot of them are tapped in.
It's to me, like I said, it's just crazy. And it's funny enough, I had one crystal, and for the last it's 333. I just happened to pop open the time to see what time it was. It was 333.
Oh, angel number.
Angel number. See,
no, me and my girls, I've taught them the angel number. So she ran in here early, and she was like, "Mom, it's 111." We got a little song when we see angel numbers. We go 333, angel number 333, angel number. So they they know.
See, that's wonderful, and it's wonderful that you're teaching them about this stuff, because there's people that won't. There's people that won't even make the attempt. You know what I'm saying? They won't even. They don't.
We try to do little meditations, and they know they learn on which crystals are which. My oldest daughter, she's real good at knowing which crystals, and they learn in the oils and stuff like that can smell between, eucalyptus and lavender. They all have their favorite roller.
See, that's beautiful. See, that's what's up. That's what's up. I like to hear stuff like that. I love to hear stuff like that because I don't think we teach our kids a lot about those things. Don't even try, So there's about 8 more minutes on this countdown until we'll be off the air. Is there anything that you would like to share with these people before we're cut off?
Sure. I mean, I'll just let everybody know that my website is PlanetKaiEssentials.com. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. My Instagram is at PlanetKaiEssentials. Facebook is the same. And my TikTok is PlanetKaiEssentials __. So I'm trying to be on all platforms. My students had to help me set up my TikTok, so I'm finally getting the hang of TikTok. But I just want to say thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I enjoyed it, and hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Oh, most definitely. It's funny. It's funny because I was sitting here and I was like, so whenever I do a podcast with somebody, especially if I've held conversation with them, previously, I always see how we can work together to make things better for those who just better in life, period. And you seem like somebody that have your own online course or your own webinar on, oils and what they can do and, crystals and stuff like that. And it's just, for me, it's just one of those things that I'll be like, I found me a new friend that truly understands.
It's always good to find out because it's good. You don't get that a lot. You don't really get a connection a lot, with certain people, different people. So when you do, you gotta appreciate it.
And that's the biggest thing. And then too, I always like to have repeats on the show because there's always something new. You always have something new, and then I'm one of those people. So for me, my radio station here on Blog Talk Radio, I'm just trying to make it to where it just blows up to where I can buy a building. And then we happen to be in South Carolina, or even if you weren't to be in South Carolina, and I was to take my show on the road, which I'm looking to kind of do sometime next year, is really trying to just take the show on the road and really interview different people and have different people on the show where we we talk about things and just everything, like. And I want to tell you thank you for even hitting me up that day. I think that really made my day. And like outside of everything that I've had going on since then, like I always hold on to this very moment here of getting you on the show and doing the podcast with you, and it's just made my week. It's just made my week.
No problem.
So I do want to.
I was just laying in bed on the phone and saw you were talking with someone about them being on your podcast. And I was like, I'm gonna ask if I can be on the podcast. So it all worked out.
It worked out. It surely did. And I really enjoyed the conversation. And when I was setting everything up again, I was like, should I do 2 hours or should I just do an hour and a half or, 90 minutes? And let me just stay with 90 minutes, and now I'm just like regretting it because I'm just sitting here like, I really probably should have extended it. But I know your girls want their ice cream cones and their snow
they done
cones.
came in here a couple times already, so I'm
yeah, so I don't look, I don't want to be like, oh, you on that podcast again, it took you 2 hours just, and I want to see, I do not want to be a reason why they can't have their snow cones. So
yeah.
I want them to go on ahead and have fun. I'm pretty sure it's a nice day out where you're at. Because it's gloomy here.
Yes. I'm out of Texas. I live in the DFW area, Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Okay. I've actually cross-country traveled through there. I think I was going to California when we did.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I do want to come down to Texas just to, I guess, try the food. Do y'all have any good vegan spots there?
We do it. I'm I'm not in the city part, but like Dallas and Fort Worth, they do have some good vegan spots. But there's a vegan spot in Atlanta I keep seeing on Instagram that I want to go to. And like everybody be eating these, like it looked like almost like a crunchy big egg roll but everybody says they look so good. So I want to go to Atlanta to that place.
Oh man!
Are you vegan?
I'm getting into it. One, because I'm broke. One, because I'm broke, and I'm in just right now. It's so hard to go out here and buy meat, and then not only just that. It's not hard, but groceries nowadays, food nowadays, it costs so much, and then on top of that, I'm really trying to watch my girlish figure. Because I've been getting a little plump as of the last couple of years. So I took a week, and I think the only thing I had in my refrigerator was vegetables. So I think I had I had red cabbage, regular cabbage, and like peppers and stuff like that. So every day I would eat a meal with some rice, and I would just eat just like that, but I ended up realizing how much better my body felt.
I've never been able
to
go like vegan, but I did 8 months with just seafood, no like other meat but seafood. So, and I felt the best I've ever felt.
That's the important part, is the good feeling. Well, this thing is telling me I have 30 seconds until we are off the air. So what I want to do is I want to first and foremost thank you so much for giving me the actual chance and honor to interview you. I will be having you back on here again, and hopefully I can make it a little bit longer than 90 minutes. But I just want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for going to my show, and we are going to most certainly do it again. Everybody, this is Miss Planet Kai of Essential Oils, and I want to thank Miss Ebony for joining us today on the show. And as always,
thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Take care of each other, take care of yourself, and take care of your planet. Until the next time, this is Homeboy, and we thank you for joining us on another edition of the Black Service Announcement.
Enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.